Here we are in Israel, Jerusalem, at the upper room, the place of the Last Supper of our Lord and the disciples who followed him. This is also where Jesus took the bread and broke it and blessed it, and took the wine and drank it and blessed it for all of us. This is such a sacred place and a divine moment. Be blessed, my brothers and sisters.
So the disciples are sitting here together and they celebrate the Feast of Pentecost. The Holy Spirit descends on them and they begin to talk in tongues. Everybody around thinks they are drunk. So Simon Peter stands up and he explains about the history of the Jewish people. In that speech he is saying, we know of King David who lived among us, has died, is buried, and he is with us today. Remember that? When he's saying that, he's pointing at the floor. Why so? Because they're standing in the upper room, in the room that is above, on the second level, and he's pointing at the tomb of King David, which is traditionally situated under him in that area right here. So now you're going to see why it is called the upper room. True?
Yes.
The upper room, you see that pillar? You see that pillar?
Yeah, the pillar.
That pillar, the white pillar.
Yes.
On the left of it, there is the door to the upper room. We are going to go there. Okay?
We're going to go to the...
Now, David's tomb is right underneath. So he's saying, we know of King David who is down, buried with us till today. Okay, so now you understand this, and you can understand why it's called the upper room. Because it's above the tomb of King David. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so we are going to go up to the upper room, and we are going to pray shortly there. I just want to explain that we are not allowed to pray too loud in there. The decorations in there, I will explain when you can see them on top. Any questions before we go up?
Has this been destroyed and rebuilt, or has this been preserved?
Okay, so part of the decorations you are going to see is from the Crusaders' time. This is 1,000 years ago. It's not from the time of Christ. The location is believed to be the right location, but only redecorated, and we don't know that it was destroyed. We know that it was redecorated. We don't know about the destruction. I do want to add something regarding the tomb of King David. Remember I said the tomb of King David is situated underneath. But the tomb of King David is problematic. Why is it problematic? Because what you're going to see inside is a sarcophagus. Remember I explained about the burials? And we said the very rich people wanted to be buried in large coffins that were sealed and never opened. But if you remember, I said this only started in Second Temple time. So how are you going to see the tomb of King David from Second Temple time period style? And King David is before the First Temple, okay? So one explanation is that underneath there are ruins. There are archaeologists have dug graves from the first time of the First Temple, so maybe even the tomb of King David. We still have another problem with that because part of the interpretations of the Bible written by Jewish people testifies that the only graves inside the city of King David is that of King David and the female prophet Huldah. Remember we said tombs are not to be buried in the city. But one of the interpretations called Mishnah is talking about two kinds of graves which are in the city. Now, city of David is down below in the valley. It's not here. But the interpretation is from a later period. So maybe it was tradition by then as well. However, the belief that this is the tomb of King David has been going on for many years before the time of Christ, before the time of the disciples. So they too probably believed that this is the grave of King David. Okay?
Yes.
So we are going to go up.
Melissa.
Somebody wants to find and read the chapter about the Last Supper, you're more than welcome to do so.
So she's like, I didn't realize they were that close. And so King David is literally right there. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I just learned that. I had no idea. Yeah. That case that working over King David.
Steps, so you have to go down and. Oh, this is beautiful.